Hey guys, so I need to film a follow-up to the very controversial video that I just posted. I filmed that before finding out who the candidates were. Like I talk about in this video how I was like so out of the loop because I am not on social media at all. I don't keep up with like current events all that much other than like things on Snapchat or, whatever. So I come across as very ignorant in the beginning of this video, but towards the end I do say a lot of things that I like truly believe in, I truly support, and I really hope that people do stick around until the end to check out that little section. But if they do not, I would prefer just to like say it here. I will link the video down below though if you guys would like to check that out. I basically talked about why I'm not voting and my belief in that. And then I just started to think like, my oven's ready. Hold up, let me go put the food in. So basically, I am just feeling called to elaborate on what I said and kind of like turn it in a little bit of a different direction and give you some perspective as to why I said the things that I said. Because without context, you're probably just like, oh my God, this bitch is so stupid. She does not know anything about what she's talking about. She doesn't know shit about politics. And yeah, you're right. Because it is not what I choose to care about, and it is not what I choose to put my energy into. And I was on a Zoom call with my teacher. It was one of our classes, fiber art. And what we're talking about right now in that class is like making statements, like political statements, or like things you believe in and causes. Like, do you care about environmentalism? Do you care about incarceration rates going down? Like, what is it specifically that you personally care about? And I think that is like the overall message that I was trying to get across in my political video, but I feel like I'm not sure if that was completely clear, so that is why I'm here clearing things up. I think that based on everything in the world right now, like with the election, with COVID. Girl, is my oven okay? Oh my God, did you hear it bouncing? It's like the world and society is like telling you what you need to care about and like what you should focus on and what's important. So like these topics that are going on in the world right now, it's like that doesn't have to be your specific story and that doesn't have to be your specific problem. So like the whole Black Lives Matter movement, I of course support every single person of color, period. Like that is a fact for me. I support all human beings. Even people that go down the wrong path, I still have compassion for them. I still care about them as humans. And I know that they're not only the act that got them into trouble, or they're not, that whole situation. So I think we need to start caring about each other more as individuals and focus on what's important to you personally. So to me, half these causes that are going on right now in the political system and things being debated about don't matter to me personally. Like my personal values are mental health, wellness, healing, being better for yourself and then being better for others, treating people kindly, treating people with compassion and respect and common courtesy. And no matter what position you're in, I feel like the thing that I tend to do is I switch my brain into the position of like, okay, you are treating me this way. I do not like the way that you're treating me because I know you treat other people this way as well. So like ignoring my concerns or ignoring my, like I'm talking about my maintenance freaking request people. Like I've had them in my apartment 6 times now. They're not listening to me. They're not hearing my issue. And I'm trying to say it a million different ways to try to help them understand, but it's like they are too busy in their own personal lives or whatever it is that they don't care enough to get to the core issue itself that's happening to me. And they're not considering why it's an inconvenience to me. They're not considering the fact that every time they come in here and drill holes in my wall, I'm unable to learn on my Zoom in class. Like I can't participate in class if you're in here making noise and digging around trying to find the solution when you don't even know what the problem is because you're not hearing me out. So all of this stuff right now is really, really inspiring me to want to speak up and like tell my truth on this. But I think everyone has a personal reason, a story. They have their own set of circumstances and things that have happened to them that have shaped them into the person they are today. And a lot of mine is who my father is and the character traits that are kind of unfolding and his true colors are unfolding. And I would be more than happy to make a video soon talking about my dad and how all of his actions currently and, you know, up to today are affecting me as a person. And it's just like everyone in the world is reflecting something to you, and you can choose to look the other way or you can choose to look straight on it. Every situation in front of you, take it at face value, but also give people a little bit of leeway and give people a little bit of room to, you know, like everyone is on a different level is what I'm trying to say. Like some people are very awakened and aware. They know who they are. They know their place in the world. They know their purpose. They know what they want to do next in their life. They know. But a lot of people don't. So you can't put yourselves at an even playing level because you're not the same person. And you, again, don't have the same stories and the same background and the same circumstances that you're facing or used to face or whatever. Like everyone's history impacts them deeply and makes them who they are. And you can choose to succumb to that, and you can choose to let your circumstances define you, or you can try to switch it around and, you know, switch gears and turn yourself on a completely different track. Like just because you started off on one path does not mean that that's the path that you're supposed to end up on. So that's why certain people will be plucked out of your life, and that's why certain situations won't work out for you in your favor, or you think it's not in your favor, but it actually is in your favor. So that's kind of like the divine or God like having a say and like course correcting you. Like, no, this person is toxic. Being with them, being around them is not helping you. It is not healing you. It is not going to get you to where you want to be. So I'm going to take you away from that, and I'm going to try to turn you over here. And amongst the hurt and the pain, you may not see that course correction as good. You may view it as a loss. You may view it as something that is tragic and terrible, or just unfortunate in general, or sad, whatever. And my whole point with all of this is that we all come from a different place, so we can't focus on politics and that be our end all be all of how we're defining our life. So I think we all need to treat each other better and focus on being compassionate and having respect, and that is the number one thing. Like if your beliefs are different than someone else's, you don't need to treat them worse because they're different beliefs. Like that doesn't make any sense. Like just be nice is what I'm trying to say. I think what I'm trying to tell you is I want you to be able to self-reflect on yourself and close your eyes for a second. Don't be looking at all this shit that's going on around, and just try to focus on you, what matters to you personally. You are not the same as other people. So if everyone else seems to be focusing on one thing, that doesn't mean that you're supposed to be focusing on that too. You need to focus on your own thing. And if you don't know what that thing is, then you need to remove yourself from that group of people or situations or circumstances and pull yourself into more of a hermit type space so that you can kind of analyze and see like what is going on. Let's sort through these feelings. Let's sort through my inner being. Let's sort through my past. Let's sort through why I am the way that I am. And let's figure out what is it that is important to me. And I think something that's important to me personally is knowing that your circumstances and your past is not who you are today, and that at any moment you can choose to not be that person anymore. Everyone's got their own thing, and we're all just piling our own pains and hurts and deflecting and pushing out all these energies that are unhealed out into the world and then onto other people. And then we point the finger, we do blame games without just sitting there and looking at the self. Like, that is where the problems are. That is where the answers are. So no external thing is going to tell you the answers. It's all within. And the universe and God and the world, like, they will give you circumstances and situations and people in your life to learn lessons from. Like, they're going to bring someone into your life that doesn't have a backbone, doesn't have their own values or beliefs. They're just kind of living in the herd, very crowd mob mentality, and you're supposed to see that and be like, oh, I don't like that. Like, that doesn't work for me. I prefer to be an individual. I prefer to have my own values and beliefs. I prefer to have my own path, and I want to be a pioneer and pave my own way. I don't want to be on what y'all are on. Like, that's not for me. So that is an example of something being reflected to you as a lesson that you're not supposed to be on that journey. And sometimes a lot of the time, it's a very lonely journey because you're choosing to not be a part of the masses. And it can feel isolating, and you can get in your head about it and be hard on yourself about it. But the sooner you come to accept and learn who you truly are and love that person and love all the little things about you that make you different, then that's whenever you're going to become more confident and more present and aware of yourself. And then once you kind of have that stable foundation of who you are, then you can give it to the world. And you can show up as like your true self, and then you can do better things. You can make an impact. You can have a purpose. Everyone has a purpose, but it's just a matter of if you're able to see it or not, or if you're at a place in your life where you're ready to see it or live your purpose. Because I feel I've always had a purpose, but I didn't know what it was until recently. And that's just like the story of people. Like, you're not born knowing your purpose. Maybe your family wants to define your purpose. Maybe your friends want to define your purpose or tell you who they think you are, but only you know who you are deep down. So, like, you really can't take that much advice and that much external, like, stuff from other people because they're not you. And that's why I'm trying to stress this, like, everyone has their own story, circumstance, blah, 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 because that's true. Your perspective is individual, and your awareness and your view and your scope and perspective on the world is through your eyes only. If you want to see that as lonely, that's one way to view it. If you want to see it as empowering, that's also one way to view it. And you might go through stages like I did with it. I'd made a video on loneliness. I will also link that down below. So we got the voting video and we've got the loneliness video, but those two topics are very kind of like in alignment with what I'm talking about today. I just wanted to make this rambly video, give you guys some more updates and some more insight on this topic. Thank you guys so much for watching and hearing a girl out. I am just really passionate about sharing my thoughts and my kind of process more recently because I feel like it's really helpful and it's helping me get out of this like loneliness type mentality that I'm having, because at the very least I can turn on my camera and I can talk into it and I can get some opinions out there and my perspective, and I'm hoping that it does help and benefit one person, some people. Whoever it's supposed to reach, it will reach. So I love you all so much. Thank you for supporting me, liking, subscribing, doing all the goods. I love you all, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye.
Can I give you more? Can I give you more, child? Can I give you more? I will give you everything, my child. Just waiting for the timing. Oh, now